The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean, Tablet 12.
List ye, O man, to the words of my wisdom. List to the voice of Thoth the Atlantean. Conquered have I the law of time-space. Knowledge have I gained of the future of time. Know I that man in his movement through space-time shall ever be one with the all. Know ye, O man, that all of the future is an open book to him who can read. All effect shall bring forth its causes, as all effects grew from the first cause. Know ye the future is not fixed or stable, but varies as cause brings forth an effect. Look in the cause thou shalt bring into being, and surely thou shalt see that all is effect. So, O man, be sure the effects that ye bring forth are ever causes of more perfect effects. Know ye, the future is never in fixation but follows man's free will as it moves through the movements of time-space toward the goal where a new time begins. Man can only read the future through the causes that bring the effects. Seek ye within the causation, and surely ye shall find the effects. List ye, O man, while I speak of the future. Speak of the effect that follows the cause. Know ye that man in his journey lightward is ever seeking escape from the night that surrounds him, like the shadows that surround the stars in the sky. Like the stars in the sky space, he too shall shine from the shadows of night. Ever his destiny shall lead him onward until he is one with the light. Aye, though his way lies midst the shadows, ever before him glows the great light. Dark though the way be, yet shall he conquer the shadows that flow around him like night. Far in the future I see man as light-born, free from the darkness that fetters the soul, living in light without the bounds of the darkness to cover the light that is light of their soul. Know ye, O man, before ye attain this, that many the dark shadows shall fall on your light, striving to quench with the shadows of darkness the light of the soul that strives to be free. Great is the struggle between light and darkness, age-old and yet ever new. Yet know in time, far in the future, light shall be all and darkness shall fall. List ye, O man, to my words of wisdom. Prepare, and ye shall not bind your light. Man has risen and man has fallen, as ever new waves of consciousness flow from the great abyss below us toward the sun of their goal. Ye, my children, have risen from a state that was little above the beast, until now of all men ye are greatest. Yet before thee were others greater than thee. Yet tell I thee, as before thee, others have fallen, so also ye come to an end. And upon the land where ye dwell now, barbarians shall dwell, and in turn rise to light. Forgotten shall be the ancient wisdom, yet ever shall live, though hidden from men. Aye, in the land thou callest Kim, races shall rise and races shall fall. Forgotten shalt thou be of the children of men, yet thou shalt have moved to a star space beyond this, leaving behind this place where thou hast dwelt. The soul of man moves ever onward, bound not by any one star, but ever moving to the great goal before him where he is dissolved in the light of the all. Know ye that ye shall ever go onward, moved by the law of cause and effect, until in the end both become one. Aye, man, after ye have gone, others shall move in the places ye lived. Knowledge and wisdom shall all be forgotten, and only a memory of God's shall survive. As I to thee am a God by my knowledge, so ye too shall be gods of the future, because of your knowledge far above theirs. Yet know ye that all through the ages man shall have access to law when he will. Ages to come shall see revival of wisdom to those who shall inherit thy place on this star. They shall, in turn, come into wisdom and learn to banish the darkness by light. Yet greatly must they strive through the ages to bring unto themselves the freedom of light. Then shall there come unto man the great warfare that shall make the earth tremble and shake in its course. Aye, then shall the dark brothers open the warfare between light and the night. When man again shall conquer the ocean and fly in the air on wings like the birds, when he has learned to harness the lightning, then shall the time of warfare begin. Great shall the battle be twixt the forces, great the warfare of darkness and light. Nation shall rise against nation, using the dark forces to shatter the earth. Weapons of force shall wipe out the earth man until half of the races of men shall be gone.
The Revelation of St. John the Divine. Chapter 9. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit, and he opened the bottomless pit. And there arose a smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men, and they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar which is before God, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, Loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these 3 was the 3rd part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouths, and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts.
The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean, Tablet 12.
Then shall come forth the sons of the morning, and give their edict to the children of men, saying, O men, cease from thy striving against thy brother, only thus can ye come to the light. Cease from thy unbelief, O my brother, and follow the path, and know ye are right.
Keys of Enoch, 319, verse 105. I saw how the scriptures, the Holy Bible, not only contain the blueprint of the many heavens which connect with the planetary realms, but also the conjunction points, the meeting points upon the planet where the cities of light will manifest the brotherhood at the end of your planetary cycle, your 7-year Passover. Verse 106, and this configuration of city structures of light from below the ocean and from the heavens will be revealed at the time when the old forces of religion and political strength will try to accelerate their control over the 3-dimensional consciousness, mind, thoughts of man. Verse 107, This would take place at the time when the vehicles of the unrighteous currently living on your planet, that is Lucifer and his son Benelli, would come to rest upon the face of Earth, America, and the rest of the planet, inspiring the materialistic people to come forth, or inspiring you with fear of an invasion and persecuting those who are chosen of Jehovah, which is Yehovah, who are qualifying themselves for co-citizenship in the greater heavens of YHWH, Yod-He, Vahu-He. Verse 108, and I saw how with the cleansing of the heavens, the cleansing of air, the cleansing of the firmament, the cleansing of the region of the unrighteous power of intelligence were cast into the physical domain on the edge of your galaxy and were teleported into your third dimensional plane by CERN activation and by the unrighteous beings that are on your second moon, Erlik. They were teleported into your third dimensional consciousness of human creation. They were joined by others who were seeking refuge from the angelic hierarchies of Michael, which is Louis, your son of man, your prince at this time. Verse 109, those who had been cast into our physical domain were part of the fallen angel multitude spoken of in Revelation 9, verse 16. They were seeking to incarnate and fill the lower worlds with negative and grotesque forms of intelligence. These are the unrighteous creatures, the unrighteous reptiles spoken of in 3 Enochs 48d, verse 110. These were joined with the rebellious sons of earth who were already on your fourth and third dimensional plane, that is Lucifer and his son Benelli, who gathered together. These groups, the two groups, so the unrighteous multitude, along with Lucifer and Benelli, gathered together to make war against the sons of light, who came from heavens and out of the ocean on the eastern part of North America, that is by Florida and the Bermuda Triangle, and on the western part of North America, which is at the Gulf of California, Mazatlan, Mexico, of the land of Altia America, the land of North America.
2 Esdras from the Holy Bible, chapter 13. After 7 days I dreamed a dream in the night, and behold, a wind arose from the sea and stirred up all its waves. And I looked, and behold, this wind made something like the figure of a man come up out of the heart of the sea. And I looked, and behold, that man flew with the clouds of heaven, and wherever he turned his face to look, everything under his gaze trembled. And whenever his voice issued from his mouth, all who heard his voice melted as wax melts when it feels the fire. After this I looked, and behold, an innumerable multitude of men were gathered together from the 4 winds of heaven to make war against the man who came up out of the sea. And I looked, and behold, he carved out for himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. And I tried to see the region or place from which the mountain was carved, but I could not. And after this I looked, and behold, all who had gathered together against him to wage war with him were much afraid, yet dared to fight. And behold, when he saw the onrush of the approaching multitude, he neither lifted his hand, nor held a spear or any weapon of war. But I saw only how he sent forth from his mouth, as it were, a stream of fire, and from his lips a flaming breath, and from his tongue he shot forth a storm of sparks. All these were mingled together, the stream of fire, and the flaming breath, and the great storm, and fell on the onrushing multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them all up, so that suddenly nothing was seen of the innumerable multitude, but only the dust of ashes and the smell of smoke. When I saw it, I was amazed. After this I saw the same man come down from the mountain, and call to him another multitude which was peaceable. Then many people came to him, some of whom were joyful and some sorrowful. Some of them were bound, and some were bringing others as offerings. Then in great fear I awoke, and I besought the Most High, and said, From the beginning thou hast shown thy servant these wonders, and hast deemed me worthy to have my prayer heard by thee. Now show me also the interpretation of this dream. For as I consider it in my mind, alas for those who will be left in those days, and still more, alas for those who are not left. For those who are not left will be sad, because they understand what is reserved for the last days, but cannot attain it. But alas for those also who are left, and for that very reason, for they shall see great dangers and much distress, as these dreams show. Yet it is better to come into these things, though incurring peril, than to pass from the world like a cloud, and not to see what shall happen in the last days. He answered me and said, I will tell you the interpretation of the vision, and I will also explain to you the things which you have mentioned. As for what you said about those who are left, this is the interpretation. He who brings the peril at that time will himself protect those who fall into peril, who have works and have faith in the Almighty. Understand, therefore, that those who are left are more blessed than those who have died. This is the interpretation of the vision. As for your seeing a man come up from the heart of the sea, this is he whom the Most High has been keeping for many ages, who will himself deliver his creation, and he will direct those who are left. And as for your seeing wind and fire and a storm coming out of his mouth, and as for his not holding a spear or weapon of war, yet destroying the onrushing multitude which came to conquer him, this is the interpretation. Behold, the days are coming when the Most High will deliver those who are on the earth, and bewilderment of mind shall come over those who dwell on the earth. And they shall plan to make war against one another, city against city, place against place, people against people, and kingdom against kingdom. And when these things come to pass, and the signs occur which I showed you before, then my Son will be revealed, whom you saw as a man coming up from the sea. And when all the nations hear his voice, every man shall leave his own land, and the warfare that they have against one another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as you saw, desiring to come and conquer him. But he shall stand on the top of Mount Zion, and Zion will come and be made manifest to all people, prepared and built, as you saw the mountain carved out without hands. And he, my Son, will reprove the assembled nations for their ungodliness. This was symbolized by the storm. And will reproach them to their face with their evil thoughts, and the torments with which they are to be tortured, which were symbolized by the flames. And will destroy them without effort by the law, which was symbolized by the fire. And as for your seeing him gather to himself another multitude that was peaceable, these are the 10 tribes, which were led away from their own land into captivity in the days of King Hoshea, whom Shalmaneser, the king of the Assyrians, led captive. He took them across the river, and they were taken into another land. But they formed this plan for themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the nations and go to a more distant region, where mankind had never lived, that there at least they might keep their statutes which they had not kept in their own land. And they went in by the narrow passages of the Euphrates River. For at that time the Most High performed signs for them, and stopped the channels of the river until they had passed over. Through that region there was a long way to go, a journey of 1.5 years, and that country is called Arzareth. Then they dwelt there until the last times, and now, when they are about to come again, the Most High will stop the channels of the river again, so that they may be able to pass over. Therefore you saw the multitude gathered together in peace. But those who are left of your people, who are found within my holy borders, shall be saved. Therefore, when he destroys the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he will defend the people who remain. And then he will show them very many wonders. I said, O sovereign Lord, explain this to me. Why did I see the man coming up from the heart of the sea? He said to me, just as no one can explore or know what is in the depths of the sea, so no one on earth can see my son or those who are with him, except in the time of his day. This is the interpretation of the dream which you saw, and you alone have been enlightened about this, because you have forsaken your own ways and have applied yourself to mine, and have searched out my law. For you have devoted your life to wisdom, and called understanding your mother. Therefore I have shown you this, for there is a reward laid up with the Most High. And after 3 more days I will tell you other things, and explain weighty and wondrous matters to you.
The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean, Tablet 5.
Light there was in ancient Atlantis, yet darkness too was hidden in all. Fell from the light into the darkness some who had risen to heights among men. Proud they became because of their knowledge. Proud were they of their place among men. Deep delved they into the forbidden, opened the gateway that led to below. Sought they to gain ever more knowledge, but seeking to bring it up from below. He who descends below must have balance, else he is bound by lack of our light. Opened they then by their knowledge pathways forbidden to man. But in his temple, all-seeing, the dweller lay in his Egwanti, while through Atlantis his soul roamed free. Saw he the Atlanteans, by their magic, opening the gateway that would bring to earth a great woe. Fast fled his soul then back to his body. Up he arose from his Egwanti, called he the 3 mighty messengers, gave the commands that shattered the world. Deep neath earth's crust to the halls of Amenti swiftly descended the dweller. Called he then on the powers of the 7 lords wielded, changed the earth's balance. Down sank Atlantis beneath the dark waves. Shattered the gateway that had been opened, shattered the doorway that led down below. All of the islands were shattered except Unal, and part of the island of the sons of the dweller. Preserved he them to be the teachers, lights on the path for those to come after, lights for the lesser children of men. Called he then I Thoth before him, gave me commands for all I should do, saying, Take thou, O Thoth, all of your wisdom, take all your records, take all your magic. Go thou forth as a teacher of men. Go thou forth, reserving the records until in time light grows among men. Light shall thou be all through the ages, hidden yet found by enlightened men. Over all earth give we ye power, free thou to give or take it away. Gather thou now the sons of Atlantis, take them and flee to the people of the rock caves, fly to the land of the children of Kim. Then gathered I the sons of Atlantis into the spaceship. I brought all my records, brought the records of sunken Atlantis. Gathered I all my powers, instruments many of mighty magic. Up then we rose on the wings of the morning. High we arose above the temple, leaving behind the 3 and dweller deep in the halls neath the temple, closing the pathway to the lords of the cycles. Yet ever to him who has knowing, open shall be the path to Amenti. Fast fled we then on the wings of the morning, fled to the land of the children of Kim. There by my power I conquered and ruled them, raised I to light the children of Kim. Deep neath the rocks I buried my spaceship, waiting the time when man might be free. Over the spaceship erected a marker in the form of a lion, yet like unto man. There neath the image rests yet my spaceship, forth to be brought when need shall arise. Know ye, O man, that far in the future invaders shall come from out of the deep. Then awake, ye who have wisdom, bring forth my ship and conquer with ease. Deep neath the image lies my secret. Search and find in the pyramid I built. Each to the other is the keystone, each the gateway that leads into life. Follow the key I leave behind me. Seek, and the doorway to life shall be thine. Seek thou in my pyramid, deep in the passage that ends in a wall. Use thou the key of the 7, and open to thee the pathway will fall. Now unto thee I have given my wisdom. Now unto thee I have given my way. Follow the pathway. Solve thou my secrets. Until thee I have shown the way.
The Apocalypse of Elijah. Then, when Elijah and Enoch hear that the Shameless One has revealed himself in the holy place, they will come down and fight with him, saying, Are you indeed not ashamed when you attach yourself to the saints, because you are always estranged? You have been hostile to those who belong in heaven. You have acted against those belonging to the earth. You have been hostile to the thrones. You have acted against the angels. You are always a stranger. You have fallen from heaven like the morning stars. You were changed, and your tribe became dark for you. But you are not ashamed. When you stand firmly against God, you are a devil. The Shameless One will hear, and he will be angry, and he will fight with them in the marketplace of the great city. And he will spend 7 days fighting with them. And they will spend 3½ days in the marketplace dead, while all the people see them. But on the 4th day they will rise up, and they will scold him, saying, O Shameless One, O son of lawlessness, are you indeed not ashamed of yourself, since you are leading astray the people of God for whom you did not suffer? Do you not know that we live in the Lord? As the words were spoken, they prevailed over him, saying, Furthermore, we will lay down before the flesh for the spirit, and we will kill you, since you are unable to speak on that day, because we are always strong in the Lord, but you are always hostile to God. The Shameless One will hear, and he will be angry and fight them, and the whole city will surround them. On that day they will shout up to heaven as they shine, while all the people and all the world see them. The son of lawlessness will not prevail over them. He will be angry at the land, and he will seek to sin against the people. The 60 righteous ones who are prepared for this hour will hear, and they will gird on the breastplate of Yahweh, and they will run to Jerusalem and fight with the Shameless One, saying, All powers which the prophets have done from the beginning you have done, but you are unable to raise the dead because you have no power to give life. Therein we have known that you are the son of lawlessness. He will hear, and he will be angry, and command to kindle altars, and the righteous ones will be bound. They will be lifted up and burned. And on that day the heart of many will harden, and they will flee from him, saying, This is not the Christ. The Christ does not kill the righteous. He does not pursue men so that he might seek them, but he persuades them with signs and wonders. On that day the Christ will pity those who are his own, and he will send from heaven his 64,000 angels, each of whom has 6 wings. The sound will move heaven and earth when they give praise and glory. Now those upon whose forehead the name of Christ is written, and upon whose hand is the seal, both the small and the great will be taken up upon their wings and lifted up before his wrath. Then Gabriel and Uriel will become a pillar of light, leading them into the Holy Land. It will be granted to them to eat from the tree of life. They will wear white garments, and angels will watch over them. They will not thirst, nor will the son of lawlessness be able to prevail over them. And on that day the earth will be disturbed, and the sun will darken, and peace will be removed from the earth. The birds will fall upon the earth, dead. The earth will be dry. The waters of the sea will dry up. The sinners will groan upon the earth, saying, What have you done to us, O son of lawlessness, saying, I am the Christ, when you are the devil? You are unable to save yourself so that you might save us. You produced signs in our presence until you alienated us from the Christ who created us. Woe to us, because we listened to you. Lo, now we will die in a famine. Where indeed is now the trace of a righteous one, and we will worship him? Or where indeed is the one who will teach us, and we will appeal to him? Now indeed we will be wrathfully destroyed because we disobeyed Yahweh. We went deep to the places of the sea, and we did not find water. We dug in the rivers and papyrus reeds, and we did not find water. Then on that day the shameless one will speak, saying, Woe to me, because my time has passed by for me, while I was saying that my time would not pass by for me. My years became months, and my days have passed away as dust passes away. Now therefore I will perish together with you. Now therefore run forth to the desert, seize the robbers and kill them. Bring up the saints, for because of them the earth yields fruit. For because of them the sun shines upon the earth. For because of them the dew will come upon the earth. The sinners will weep, saying, You made us hostile to Yahweh. If you are able, rise up and pursue them. Then he will take his fiery wings and fly out after the saints. He will fight with them again. The angels will hear and come down. They will fight with him a battle of many swords. It will come to pass on that day that the Lord will hear and command the heaven and the earth with great wrath. And they will send for fire, and the fire will prevail over the earth 72 cubits. It will consume the sinners and the devils like stubble. A true judgment will occur on that day. The mountains and the earth will utter speech. The byways will speak with one another, saying, Have you heard today the voice of a man who walks, who has not come to the judgment of the Son of Yahweh? The sins of each one will stand against him in the place where they were committed, whether those of the day or of the night. Those who belong to the righteous and elect will see the sinners, and those who persecuted them, and those who handed them over to death in their torments. Then the sinners in torment will see the place of the righteous. And thus grace will occur. In those days, that which the righteous will ask for will be given to them many times over. On that day Yahweh will judge the heaven and the earth. He will judge those who transgressed in heaven, and those who did so on earth. He will judge the shepherds of the people. He will ask about the flock of sheep, and they will be given to him, without any deadly guile existing in them. After these things, Elijah and Enoch will come down. They will lay down the flesh of the world, and they will receive their spiritual flesh. They will pursue the son of lawlessness and kill him, since he is not able to speak. On that day he will dissolve in their presence like ice, which was dissolved by fire. He will perish like a serpent, which has no breath in it. They will say to him, Your time has passed by for you. Now therefore you, and those who believe you, will perish. They will be cast into the bottom of the abyss, and it will be closed for them. On that day, the Christ, the King, and all his saints will come forth from heaven. He will burn the earth. He will spend 1,000 years upon it. Because the sinners prevailed over it, he will create a new heaven and a new earth. No deadly devil will exist in them. He will rule with his saints, ascending and descending, while they are always with the angels, and they are with the Christ for 1,000 years.
Keys of Enoch 319, verse 111. And I saw the assault by the 4 great military power of earth, of your planet Earth. 4 military power will join against the appearance of the Son of Light. They are seeking to war against the Son of Light. All the armies of your planet will come together as one to fight against the sons of light who appeared out of the eastern portion of America, Bermuda Triangle, making landfall in Florida, Eden, and making landfall as well in Mexico, Mazatlan, Mexico, occupying the California area. I saw how portions of the earth were devastated by war that was on the planet. I saw how portions of America were devastated by wars upon America. Verse 112, the Benai or the Holy Spirit assembled in the heavens, and the earth proved to be the last place of refuge for the extraterrestrials from dying civilization. That's that multitude of unrighteous. That's that 200 million of unrighteous who are coming from dying civilization, who made war in the lower heavens. However, because the end of your consciousness cycle is upon you right now, the electromagnetic grids were open, the electromagnetic grids was removed, and the mantle of Earth, the mantle of your planet, could no longer provide protection for the war in space, could no longer hide that war that's going on in the lower fourth dimension that you're not able to see right now. But with the grid being removed, the electromagnetic barrier being removed, it's now visible to you. Verse 113, and I was shown the vision of the physical Adam Kadmon, which is your priest king at the time, giving back all his spiritual body. He becomes Adam Kadmon, the Zohar, the Atmo. So I was shown the physical Adam Kadmon, now in his glory. He activated the cities of light under the oceans, which were prepared as places of refuge and protection for the children of light who were to be rescued from what is coming next. Verse 114. This was one of the many pictures that was shown to me in the fiery scroll. I saw that in the last day, 2021 to 2027, now 2025 to 2027, great multitudes from Asia would break forth in a swift military move across Central Asia. That's where the forces of darkness will be going once they get kicked out of North America. Verse 115, I saw the military commanders of Gog, which is Russia, China, and her armies begin to move through the lands of Central Asia on their way to the Middle East. And her armies extended across Central Asia and the land of Western Asia as one extended landmass of people, army, divided in the lowlands into the configuration of a fork. While within the mountain of Western Asia, weapons were stationed, nuclear weapons were stationed. Verse 116, then I saw how the great earthquake took place around the world as the geomagnetic grids were loosened. The magnetic pole shift had started. And as the army of Gog, Russia, China, approached the Middle East, I saw a gigantic earthquake take place that was followed by a massive land movement in Central Asia, which divided the ranks of Gog into Gog and Magog as the war of reckoning went into its final stage. Verse 117, while the lands of Central Asia were being rolled up like a carpet, I saw how a field of light, a wall of fire was placed around strategic areas of Egypt, Israel, and the time warp areas, 12 of them across the entire planet, and around Goshen, the land of Florida, where the brothers of light landed momentarily to bear witness to the nations of the world of a greater plan. Verse 118, and I saw numerous earthquakes, incapacitated, render useless the front and the rear flanks of the great armies of Magog, frightening her commanders, so that out of hasty decision-making and desperation, they use their nuclear weapon in deep fear and deep desperation and destroyed their own army. Verse 119, following the cleansing of Central Asia, I saw how a new light environment formed around all of the strategic points of peace and the brotherhood in the world, inspiring the remnant of Jacob, the remnant of Israel, the remnant of the Gentile, the remnant of the Hamite to come forward, to work with the higher intelligence, to form the new kingdom that's been brought down onto your planet. I saw a new heaven come down to your new earth, forming a new society of humanity, working now with higher intelligence. Verse 120, the faithful were shown, the righteous seed were shown how a superior technology could intervene to save the world from total annihilation. The superior technology utilizing earth, air, water, fire, spirit could intervene to save the world from total annihilation. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean, Tablet 12.
Then shall men cease from their striving, brother against brother and father against son. Then shall the ancient home of my people rise from its place beneath the dark ocean waves. Then shall the age of light be unfolded, with all men seeking the light of the goal. Then shall the brothers of light rule the people. Banished shall be the darkness of night. Aye, the children of men shall progress onward and upward to the great goal. Children of light shall they become. Flame of the flame shall their souls ever be. Knowledge and wisdom shall be man's in the great age, for he shall approach the eternal flame, the source of all wisdom, the place of beginning, that is yet one with the end of all things. Aye, in a time that is yet unborn, all shall be one, and one shall be all. Man, a perfect flame of this cosmos, shall move forward to a place in the stars. I shall move even from out of the space-time into another beyond the stars. Long have ye listened to me, O my children. Long have ye listened to the wisdom of Thoth. Now I depart from ye into darkness. Now go I to the halls of Amenti, there to dwell in the future when light shall come again to man. Yet know ye, my spirit shall ever be with thee, guiding thy feet in the pathway of light. Guard ye the secrets I leave with thee, and surely my spirit will guard thee through life. Keep thine eyes ever on the pathway to wisdom. Keep the light as thy goal evermore. Fetter not thy soul in bondage of darkness. Free let it wing in its flight to the stars. Now I depart thee to dwell in Amenti. Be thou my children in this life and the next. The time will come when ye too shall be deathless, living from age to age a light among men. Guard ye the entrance to the halls of Amenti. Guard ye the secrets I have hidden among ye. Let not the wisdom be cast to barbarians. Secret shall thou keep it for those who seek light. Now depart I. Receive thou my blessing. Take thou my way and follow the light. Blend thou thy soul in the great essence. One with the great light let thy consciousness be. Call thou on me when thou dost need me. Use my name 3 times in a row. Chektet, Arilix, Vomalites.